Welcome back to the English Talk Show, the podcast where we learn English together through real, beautiful stories. I'm Rex, and joining me, as always, is Melissa.
Hey everyone, so happy you're here with us today. And Rex, I have to say, today's story is one of my absolute favorites that we've covered on this show.
Mine too. Today's episode is called The Bakery That Never Closed. And when I first heard this story, I just sat very still for a moment afterward. You know that feeling.
That quiet feeling after something really moves you. Yes, I know it well. And this story has that. It's simple, warm, and real. Perfect for those of you learning English with us. The words are clear and easy to follow, but the feelings inside the story are very, very big.
All right, let's go. Let's set the scene.
So picture this, a small town. Its name is Millbrook, and it sits in the hills of Vermont. That's a state in the northeastern part of the United States. It's the kind of town where everyone knows each other's name. The streets are quiet. There's a post office, a hardware store, a diner, a little library, and right in the center of Main Street, there is a bakery.
Holloway's Bakery.
Holloway's Bakery. And it has been there for over 40 years. 40 years of warm bread and the smell of cinnamon in the morning and that little bell above the door that rings every time someone walks in.
40 years. That little bell probably knew every person in town.
It probably did. And the man who runs the bakery, his name is Art Holloway, but everyone in Millbrook calls him Art.
Art, simple, friendly. Even his name feels warm.
Art is 68 years old. Wide shoulders, strong hands, flour always on his fingers, and a small smile on his face. The kind of person who remembers your birthday, how you take your coffee, the name of your dog. A community pillar, someone who holds a place together just by being there. He opens the bakery every single morning at 5 o'clock. 5 in the morning, Rex.
5 o'clock? It's still dark at 5 in the morning in Vermont in winter.
Very dark, very cold, but Art loves that time. He loves the quiet before the town wakes up. He loves the moment the oven warms the room. He used to say, and the townspeople remember this, he would say, "The bread doesn't care what's happening in the world. It just rises."
Oh, the bread doesn't care what's happening in the world. It just rises. Simple words, but so much meaning inside them.
There really is. And here is something important you need to know about Art before the story truly begins. 2 years before our story takes place, he lost his wife. Her name was Margaret.
Oh no.
Margaret was his partner for 42 years. Every single morning, while Art baked in the back, Margaret would sit at the little table near the window. She'd have her tea, her book, and she would just keep him company. She never needed to say much. She was just there. After she passed away, Art never removed that table. He kept her cup there every morning. And the people of Millbrook, without anyone saying a word, they just knew. No one ever sat at Margaret's table. It was hers.
That detail it gets me. The whole town silently protecting that little table.
It really shows how well a community can love someone quietly. Art was carrying grief every single day, but he kept working, kept baking, because it was the one thing he knew how to do, and because he could still feel Margaret in that warm room.
And then the winter comes.
The year is 2008, a very hard year in the United States. A massive financial crisis hit. Banks failed, companies closed, millions of Americans lost their jobs almost overnight.
And Millbrook was not protected from that.
Not at all. Millbrook had one big employer, a paper mill just outside of town. The mill had been there for decades. About 300 people from the town worked there. Fathers, mothers, sons, daughters. Whole families depended on it. And in November of 2008, the mill announced it was closing permanently.
300 people in a small town? That's almost everyone.
It felt like the whole town lost its heartbeat. Almost overnight, things changed. People stopped spending money. The diner cut its hours. The hardware store started closing on Sundays. Families were frightened. Some people were already having to choose between paying for heat or buying food.
Choosing between heat and food, that really gives you a sense of just how serious things had become.
Very serious. And Art saw all of this from behind his counter. Every morning he watched the town. He saw the worry on people's faces. He saw mothers counting their coins before buying a single bread roll. He saw men, proud men who had worked at that mill for 20 years, standing outside his window, looking in at the bread, and then walking away.
Walking away because they couldn't afford it.
Because they couldn't afford it. Art watched that happen one too many times. One evening, sitting alone with the empty chairs and Margaret's table, he thought for a long time. We don't know what exactly crossed his mind, but we do know what he decided.
What did he decide?
The next morning, he walked to the small chalkboard he kept by the door. A chalkboard is a dark board you write on with white chalk, very simple, and he picked up the chalk and wrote 6 words.
6 words? What did he write?
No one goes hungry here. Come in. That was it. He put the chalkboard in the window, unlocked the door, and waited.
Oh, wow. Just like that. 6 words and an open door.
Just like that. And hungry. That word means when you have no food and your body is hurting from the lack of it. No one goes hungry means no one leaves without eating. It is a promise. A simple but very powerful promise.
And did people come in right away?
Not at first. People felt embarrassed, ashamed to need help, too proud to ask. Pride can be a beautiful quality, but sometimes it becomes a wall between us and the help that is waiting for us.
Yeah, too proud to ask. I think a lot of people know that feeling.
I think so too. A few days after the sign went up, a young woman came in. Her name was Dana, 29 years old, 3 young children, husband out of work, savings almost gone. She walked in with her youngest on her hip, stood at the counter and said very quietly, "I saw your sign." And Art just smiled and said, "What would you like?" Not, "Are you sure?" Not, "Can you pay?" Just, "What would you like?" He packed a bag for her, 2 loaves of sourdough bread, dinner rolls, and a small apple cake, because the kids deserve something sweet. He handed it over and said, "Come back Thursday." He was already planning the next time. And when Dana got to the door, she turned back and asked, "Mr. Holloway, why are you doing this?" Art just shrugged and said, "Because I can, and because Margaret would want me to."
Because Margaret would want me to. He was doing it for her too. The bakery was still their bakery in his heart.
Always. And word spread. More people began to come in. An elderly man named Walter, 30 years at the paper mill, came in every single morning with his coins ready to pay. Art would shake his head and say, "It's on the house." Walter would nod, drink his coffee slowly, and look out the window at the empty street. He never said much, but he came back every day. Sometimes it's not just about food. It's about having somewhere to go where someone is glad to see you, a place where you belong. Holloway's was becoming that place. But now here is where the story gets harder. While Art was giving so freely to everyone else, things were getting very difficult for him personally. A small-town bakery barely makes enough money in the good times. With so many people coming in and so few paying, Art was losing money every week. He dipped into his savings just to keep buying flour and eggs. He cut his own meals to once a day. He stopped buying new equipment until something absolutely broke. And then came the week that really tested him. December, the coldest of the whole winter. Art looked at his bank account and saw he could not pay the electricity bill. Without power, the ovens would not work. And without the ovens,
No bread.
no bread, no bakery. Art sat with that problem for 2 days, not telling anyone, not asking for help. He just kept baking and smiling and saying, "What would you like?" But inside, he was genuinely frightened. Maybe for the first time, he thought, I cannot keep doing this. And then something happened. Something small, but something very beautiful. There was a teenage girl living in the house directly across the street from the bakery. Her name was Sophie. She was 16 years old, and she had been watching Art every morning from her bedroom window for weeks. One morning, Sophie just walked across the street. She walked into the bakery, put her school bag on a chair, found an apron behind the counter, tied it around her waist, and said to Art, "I'm here to help. I don't need money, just tell me what to do." Art tried to say no. He said, "You have school, you have your own life." And Sophie said, "I'll come before school and after school and on weekends." And she did. She came every single day. She kneaded dough, she washed trays, she organized the counter. She said good morning to every person who walked in. And once Sophie came, it was like a door opened. Word spread even further. A farmer named Bill, who lived about 5 miles outside of Millbrook, heard the story. He showed up one morning with his pickup truck loaded with bags of flour, crates of eggs, and blocks of butter. Bill walked in, put his cap in his hands, and said to Art, "I don't have money, but I grow this, and you need it, so take it." And Art, this big, strong, quiet man who had held everything together all winter, Art's eyes filled with tears because he had been so alone in it, carrying all of this by himself day after day. And now someone was standing in front of him saying, "I see you. I want to help carry this too." Holloway's was becoming the heart of the town. People came not just for bread, but to talk and hear news. A man who lost his job would sit at a table and someone across from him might say, "My cousin is hiring in Burlington. Do you want the number?" Millbrook, which had been slowly falling apart, started pulling itself back together inside that little bakery.
And that electricity bill, the one that was going to shut everything down?
Ah. One morning, Art arrived at the bakery very early. There was an envelope on the counter, slipped under the door during the night. Inside the envelope was exactly the right amount of money to pay the electricity bill, and a small note, no name on it, just 5 words. "We see you too, Art." The town had quietly passed a hat, meaning people pooled small amounts of money together and paid his bill. Without a meeting, without anyone organizing it officially, just people who cared, neighbors taking care of their neighbor. So winter slowly gave way to spring. The snow melted, the days grew longer. The paper mill never reopened. That loss was real and permanent. But the people of Millbrook had found something else during that long, cold winter. They had found solidarity. Solidarity means standing together, especially in hard times, feeling that you are not alone. Millbrook had rediscovered it because of one man and one chalkboard in one window. By springtime, hope was returning. A small business park was being built on the edge of town, new jobs coming, Not as many as the mill had provided, but enough. And Holloway's kept growing. Art hired Dana as a full-time employee and a woman named Greta who had lost her job at the mill after 25 years. Art Holloway passed away in 2019 at the age of 79. He baked bread right up until the last few months of his life. And Sophie, the teenager who crossed the street one morning with an apron and a willingness to help, she never left the bakery. She learned everything from Art, and when he retired, she took over. Sophie runs it now. It's still called Holloway's. The little bell above the door is still the same bell. Margaret's table near the window is still there, kept clean and carefully set every morning. And every day before opening, Sophie walks to the chalkboard by the door, picks up the chalk and writes the same 6 words that Art wrote all those years ago.
No one goes hungry here. Come in.
Every single morning, those 6 words. Because Sophie understands what Art understood, that a bakery is not just a place that sells bread. It is a place that says, you are welcome here. You matter here. Come in. And the lesson goes beyond words. You don't need a big plan or a lot of money to change something. Sometimes all you need is an open door and the willingness to say, come in. All right, friends, that is our story for today. Thank you so much for being here with us. If this episode moved you, share it, in English if you can. Keep listening, keep practicing, and remember, even one small act of kindness can become something much bigger than you imagine.
Or in Art's case, just keep the oven on. Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.